Hello, hello, hello. Hola, hola, hola. Young Nix, young Cam. This is the podcast stable. And I am, let's see. I am Jeffrey McKinney. And the purpose of this particular format of show, I do a few different options, but this particular format is called the podcast stable. And the purpose is to get here, to be able to have some fun, to share some perspectives, to, really just toss around some different ideas and opinions on the lighter side of life. Today, we're going to be talking sports. And for me, it's a very special day. Many people that know me, they will associate myself with family. And so today I have with us, I can say young McKinney, but that's two of them. There is young Cam, who's on mute.
What up?
How about you give an introduction of yourself?
Like he said, obviously, firstborn son, Jeffrey McKinney, sports enthusiast, former Lakers fan.
Former Lakers fan. Former Lakers fan. We'll have to dig into that in just a little bit. Let's turn over to young McKinney number 2. How about we give an introduction? Nixon, take it away. Or I should say Jerome. Yeah. Jerome, take it away.
My name is Jerome. I think I know a lot about sports. I am a Cowboys fan. I'm very excited about how Dak's doing this year.
Very excited about how Dak is doing this year, huh? It's a great place to start, actually. It's a great place to start. Today, earlier this week, I was sitting here on this back patio and Jamal Broden was here and we shot another episode of the podcast stable, just a really quick tidbit. And he was talking about the need for the local grocers in the DFW Metroplex to pull Philadelphia cream cheese off of Philadelphia cream cheese should not be sold in DFW this week, per Jamal Broden. And I sent him a link. He may join us and he can come in and share their perspective. But what do you guys think about that? What do you think about the game at large? What's the sentiments? What you got to share with us, young Cam?
I don't think we should ban cream cheese, Philadelphia cream cheese. If anything, we need to go buy it and cook it because we're about to cook them tonight too. So, I mean, keep it on the shelves. You said what?
Go, keep going. I might be under the wrong impression because I'm ready to get loaded up at 3:00. Is this a night game?
It's a 7 o'clock game.
Oh man, are you kidding me?
No, it's Sunday night.
Oh man, all of America's gonna be watching this.
Like always, but yeah.
But I mean Sunday evening. Hey, yeah.
The game at 3 or 7.
It says 7. Tonight is when Dak seals the MVP. There will be no more discussion, no more, well, Jalen Hurts has a better record or Brock Purdy is winning. He has more wins. And no, that will be over today.
And the Cowboys will have the number 1 seed.
Exactly. Because I not only am I predicting a Cowboys win, but Geno Smith and the Seattle Seahawks will come through for us today and put the 49ers back where they belong. All of that type stuff. You beat the Eagles last week. I've been calling the Eagles frauds for weeks. So you didn't prove anything to me. This time you got to beat a healthy Geno. I saw a healthy Geno last week, Thursday. He looked very good.
I mean, he still creamed them. Their defense couldn't hold nothing. 41-35.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, when the Niners played Geno this year on Thanksgiving, he had an injury. And, he tried to play through it, be a warrior, this, that, and the other. but you could tell the difference the next week when he played the Cowboys. They looked like a whole different team.
He was
So,
still
what was that?
How much you want to bet that the 49ers cream him again?
How much you want to bet?
$10.
All right, $10. I got the Seattle Seahawks in, what is it called? Levi Stadium? Yeah. I got
Levi.
Is that your
Out there in
lock of the week?
Huh? That's in San Francisco.
Is that your lock of the week?
No, my lock is the Dallas Cowboys over the Eagles.
Yeah, we're gonna keep him.
Yeah.
Last game they played him, that was a very winnable game.
Which one?
The last time we played the Eagles, it was a very winnable game.
Oh yeah, it was a lot of X factors and variables, but this time we
Dak
will
took
leave
a sack.
nothing up to chance.
Tell you what, I've been watching this game for a long time, and I've been watching the Dallas Cowboys for a long time. And right now, what I see from the Dallas Cowboys is we look good, and we figure out a way to win against those teams that we're supposed to win against. We get real close, and it's a call or two or whatever away from winning that game. Today, that has to change. I'm riding with Dakota Prescott until the wheels fall off. You know that.
Rain with Prescott.
Yeah. I'm riding with Dakota Prescott. Congratulations. I believe it was reported that he is either about to become a father or he just had his first. I know.
He just had a daughter, or he's about to.
Yeah, and I'm getting it confused because the other king of Dallas, Luka Doncic, he just had his first.
Oh, Donovan.
Yeah.
Dallas himself.
You said who?
They call, a lot of people call Donovan Dallas.
No, I said Luka Doncic.
Oh.
Now, congratulations to Dallas, aka Donovan, as well, on becoming a father. You know, I could talk about, you know, the very first time I became a father and what that meant. You know, I have both of my sons here, but that's not the topic of this conversation. We're talking about Dakota Prescott and all of the adversity off the field that he has overcome, in addition to the Dallas media and the national media. You know, you got the likes of Stephen A, who just get paid to hate on Dakota Prescott. He just has to do it because that's what his money is dependent upon. The podcast. Go ahead, Nick.
Was Stephen A really that good of a basketball player that he can be talking that much?
Well, you know, I'll say this. It was a season of his life, and he played some ball, and he's gone on to do some things that in the media world should be recognized and respected. But when it comes to what he has to say about Dakota Prescott, make no mistake about it, it's something that I believe is not necessarily his true opinion. He looks at it as more of a job, because one thing you have to do as a media personality is have a take on the Dallas Cowboys, America's team. You have to. The link to invite. All right, we got some folks coming in hot. All right, cool. I love it. The podcast stable.
They want to hear me reiterate what I've been saying since the start of the season, that Dak Prescott was a top 2 quarterback. And you could just tell if you pay attention.
Who's the first?
I got Lamar number 1 still.
Even after last season?
Yeah, last season he didn't come back because you need to give me my money first. We need to get the deal done. I'm not coming back and then getting hurt potentially even further, ruining my career. And then you could say, oh, well, we were right about him all along and all this other stuff. So let's get the deal done first. I've done more than any other quarterback this side of Patrick Mahomes has done for a franchise since I've been in the league. So it's time to, show your commitment or let me go elsewhere. And he got that done. He's back in Baltimore and they're winning.
Yeah,
Like,
and he was able to do it in a non-traditional fashion by representing himself. And so kudos to Lamar Jackson. And what they tried to paint early on was the lack of intellectual horsepower. But what Lamar just said, no matter what you see, check out this result. He got his deal done. He's back on the field and he's leading. They're playing very well. Very, very proud of Lamar Jackson and the work that he's doing for himself. I
Speaking
did
of
send you that link, Cameron. Go ahead, Nix.
speaking of injuries, congratulations on Joe Burrow on fleecing the Bengals.
how did he think so?
Because he got injured last year. He got injured his rookie season. Next year he went to the Super Bowl, got injured last year, got a huge contract, then got injured this year. He's getting money for riding on the bench. He's getting money for laying in the hospital.
Well, I'd say that if when he played, he wasn't that great, but I think Joe Burrow is really, really good standing in the pocket quarterback. I do understand where you're coming from because it's prevalent that some quarterbacks are judged to different standards. And so, they might say, oh, we feel sorry for Joe Burrow. This is bad, blah, blah, blah. And then turn around and say Lamar can't stay on the field, even though Lamar's played more games and whatever span you want to put up, unless you're just putting up the 2 years before Joe Burrow got hurt. So it'd be like that, but that's why you just gotta just look at your own perspective and be like, I don't need to, since they're bashing this player, I don't need to go and bash that player just because they're trying to put that player on the pedestal. So I still think Joey Burrow is really great, worth all the money because Cincinnati ain't nobody really going there on purpose.
Yeah, go ahead.
What about their new guy, Jake Browning or whatever? He's doing good.
He's playing well. I was watching that game a little bit today. He's playing well, but that's good for him. But can he
I'm
do?
gonna tell you who's playing well.
Things?
I'm gonna tell you who's playing well, and that's C.J. Stroud. And another thing I like about C.J. Stroud is he's a man of God, and he makes it clear. He's not hiding that. And so I'm watching him right now, and the Houston Texans, they didn't have anything going for them before C.J. Stroud got there, and their new coach. They were a laughing stock. And so to go away from what they did with Deshaun Watson and all of that mess, and now be out here, and they're playing 500 ball, right? They might be over 500.
I think they're one game over right now.
Yeah, they might be over 500. Right now, they're down. No, they're 2 games over. They're 7-5. Right now, they're down to the Jets, but the Jets may have scored the last 2 touchdowns that they're going to score all season. You just never know with that offense.
Yeah, I like what's going on in Houston, but honestly, if you watched a few games last year, they had some games where they were pretty competitive, like leading up to it. Like they had the game versus the Chiefs, with almost beat the Chiefs. I think they almost beat the Cowboys last year. If I'm not mistaken.
The Houston, yeah.
Yeah, Houston almost did last year, and so they went out and added a really good coach, it seems like, and they drafted some receivers, and they took some of Dallas, reception leaders in Dalton Schultz and Noah Brown, and they look pretty good. Hopefully we can see him make the playoffs and go up against somebody. Right now it would be either Patrick Mahomes or Tua or Lamar. I would like to see him go up against one of those guys and really push them to the edge as well. That'd be a fun matchup.
Yeah, well, I like C.J. Stroud because, he's just really good for one. And he's very humble, too. He always just gives thanks to God. He doesn't really take credit for himself. If you looked when he got drafted, he was very humble. He got drafted 2nd overall. That's a pretty big accomplishment. and he was very humble about it. So yeah.
Yeah, and
Cameron, you're muted. Yes.
okay. I was just saying that it's looking like he should have been chosen number one right now. No slight to Bryce. He's in an unwinnable situation with the Panthers and how they're being run, and hopefully that can be fixed. But right
Isn't
now,
that isn't this their third head coach in 2 years? Because they got rid of their head coach last season, in the middle of the season. Then they just got rid of their head coach again.
so was Matt Rule the coach last season, or was that 2 seasons ago?
Yeah, it was Matt Rule.
So Matt Rule, where's he at? Nebraska.
Yeah, he's at Nebraska.
Okay, so they got rid of Matt Rule, hire Frank Reich. Yeah, my whole thing is if you're gonna hire someone like Frank Reich, who, you know, kind of left a trail of, he's supposed to be this quarterback guy, and supposed to be into building quarterbacks and spotting quarterbacks and stuff like that. I don't know how you don't give him a lot of the choice and the decision.
Yo, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can
Yes.
hear you now. No.
You're muted now.
But yeah, Carolina, not a good situation. Houston slipped around. Hopefully they can get into the playoffs instead of the Steelers or the Browns. Well, the Browns, they look okay. But if we can have a Houston and a Bills make it, I think that'll be more entertaining.
The Bills will not make it.
I think the Bills might win a day.
Who do they play?
The Chiefs?
Nope. They may have just come off a loss to the Packers, but they're not that bad.
Sure.
I mean, if the receivers keep dropping the balls, then yeah, they will lose. But if
we got to go over and see who have the Chiefs beat this year. Because I can't name one person. I can only think of they beat the Jets. They beat the Broncos once. They lost the other time. They beat the Chargers. I can't remember. I don't think they faced the Chargers twice. I think they beat the Chargers once. They probably beat the Raiders twice. I can't think of one. Oh, they beat the Dolphins in Germany. So I'll give you that. They beat the Dolphins in Germany. Besides that, I can't give you another notable win by them.
Which team are we playing right now? We're talking
about the Chiefs, because I said the Bills are going to beat them tonight. And he said they might have lost to the Packers, but they're not that bad. But who have they beat?
The Chiefs?
Yeah, they beat Miami in Germany, and that's the only one I can remember that's notable.
Well, I think right now, because of their run over the last 3 to 5 years and their quarterback, they always got a shot. But just like any other good team, once they've had a 3 or 4 year run and then that salary cap starts coming in, starts getting tight. And so, nobody's in the business of taking a pay cut. So yep. I don't anticipate the Chiefs being able to operate at that level for that amount of time. But they'll be competitive. They'll be competitive is my take on it. So they have, who do they have today?
They have the Bills in Buffalo, I believe.
What's the temperature in Buffalo today?
I don't know. Let's look at the weather report.
Cold. It's always gonna be cold.
Yeah. And Buffalo is at 6-6 right now?
They're 6-6, so they gotta win.
Yeah. So
they gotta win. And they got the Dolphins coming up. They got the Dallas Cowboys coming up. Like they can't just drop. I mean, they can drop one, but they can't drop them, Like they gotta. I don't suspect them beating us. I just don't. But
Well, the Dolphins need to prove themselves too, because who have they beat?
the Dolphins so far this year, they beat the Jets twice, I believe. Beat the Jets twice.
What did we put a 40 burger on them, didn't we?
Yep.
Who?
We put 40 on the Jets, didn't we?
Yep.
Yeah, but they said they didn't have their quarterback, and then it was they're not 500 team, even though they were 1-0. They hadn't
Well,
lost the
you
Bills.
said you did say that the Dolphins had done something, and what I'm saying to you is we put 40 on them. So
No, I know what I was saying. No, Nixon asked who have they beat, and I was just trying to name off the teams that they've beaten. I'm not saying the Jets are impressive. I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just trying to name off the teams that, because the Dolphins haven't really beaten anyone either. But I'm still, that's the one game I think that the Cowboys might drop.
which one?
Against the Dolphins?
Against the Dolphins. I don't like that one for us.
The day before Christmas?
Yeah, I don't like that one. The other one.
Go ahead. You said which other one?
If we just run 4 quarters and lock up Tyreek, it's fine.
Easier said than done.
Hey, especially with our secondary, we just put some. We're doing well. We're doing well, but we're down a stud, a real stud.
Maybe Mr. Bland will help us.
Oh yeah.
Buffalo right now is only 55.
It's 55 degrees in Buffalo?
Yeah.
Oh man.
They got lucky.
Yeah. They did. It's gonna be a good game. That's a 3:00 game?
Yeah, that's up next. So we got Niners, Seahawks next, and Bills, Chiefs next.
And then America gets to watch their team tonight.
Yeah.
America gets to watch their team tonight. Let's talk a little bit. Let's switch gears. Let's talk a little bit about the 2023 NBA in-season tournament champions, the Los Angeles Lakers. What do you guys think about that?
It doesn't mean anything.
He said it doesn't mean anything. They were popping champagne last night, from what I saw.
Well, it's probably because the NBA commissioners and all the owners are trying to do that so they can increase sales. So.
Well, it's hard for me to disagree with that, but I saw LeBron. They had the cameras on him, and he said that he had done this 4 times. So this was his 5th opportunity to pop champagne bottles. And so he put his goggles on, and it looked like they had a real deal out there in Vegas last night for that championship. Cam, what's your take on that? You're a Lakers fan.
No, I'm a Lakers fan. Maybe in a few years I'll come back, but in-season tournament, great idea. I said it from the get-go. I watch, I'm wearing a soccer jersey right now, so I watch soccer all the time, and they have tournaments. They have like at least 2 or 3 tournaments throughout their regular season, leading up to the end of their season. So they don't really have like a traditional playoffs all the time per se, but it's always good to have tournaments inside of it just to keep increased competition and certain bragging rights. So this is a great first step for the NBA. We need to have probably one more tournament, and probably not soon, but eventually down the line, if they're going to keep making basketball, they need to have a second tournament as well
inside the season.
But do it the same way. Do it the same way that you're doing it. Or honestly, what they need to do is have the first part of the season do it like how they normally would, schedule it with 42 games, have the in-season games put up through there, and then have the second part of the season be, well, not the whole second part, but some part of that season be leading up to a tournament to like the play-in or something. Instead of having the play-in games, having something that within
if you win that tournament
go
If you
into
win
the
that
play.
tournament, you get into the playoffs.
So if you win these games, you could get, a seed, and maybe it's next year and LeBron is 40, he wants to go ahead and get a seed in the playoffs, and he can rest for 15 games, So get something like that going, get a second tournament going. But this was a great first step, and shout out to LeBron for one thing about
Nixon.
LeBron is he's very aware of what things could evolve into be, and you have to give a appreciation to that, because he's gonna play his hardest, whether you like how he plays or not. He's gonna try for certain things. So shout out to LeBron and the Lakers for going out and winning the other night.
Popping bottles out in Vegas last night. I heard a lot of people saying that they felt like that the players were giving more effort in this period of the season because of this in-season type of approach tournament. And so I think that was the goal, was to address the perception that players didn't show up for the first half of the season. And so I've been hearing the opposite of that. So I'm all for solutions that address the issues that they were designed to address. Nixon, what do you think? You said it doesn't mean anything. Or Jerome. So let me just pause right here and let everybody know why I'm calling him the wrong name. It's because Nixon, at the beginning of this school year, went to school, and we started getting these calls from his teachers, and they were asking if it was okay for him to go by Jerome. And so Nixon decided that he would be going by Jerome, which is not his name officially on any legal document, but it's a choice that he made. And so, Jerome, tell us, a bit about what you think about the Laker win.
Well, if they can keep this energy in the playoffs, that'd be thrilling, because that'll be great, because I want to see LeBron win his 5th championship and silence all the doubters. He has 4. Michael has 6. Kobe has 5. If he wins like that in the playoffs, then great. And he'll have his 5th, and then everybody will stop saying, well, Kobe did more for the Lakers. Kobe did do more for the Lakers. But LeBron also built like a mini super team. AD, not prime Russell Westbrook, but he was still good. Austin Reeves is pretty good. That's really all I can think of, but he's built a pretty good team in LA. And I think that if he wins
LeBron or Rob Pelinka?
I mean, well, people naturally want to be around LeBron because he's the GOAT. So I think if LeBron wasn't there, maybe they wouldn't have got as many players, and they definitely wouldn't have won that championship.
That is where I have to stop you, because it's purple and gold. It's not because of LeBron James. That's why he's there. He's there for purple and gold. He couldn't end it as a Cavalier. He couldn't end it as nothing else, because that is royalty, basketball royalty. Nothing.
This is the Laker fan coming out.
It's a Lakers fan, and I have to be honest. I'm happy that they won. It's going to go down as later on as a great historic achievement by the Lakers.
You mean in the in-season tournament?
Yeah.
The first
Eventually, it's going to go down, and then some people are going to start winning the in-season tournament and winning the championship, and they're going to call it a double, and they're going to do all types of stuff. And the Lakers put themselves in a position to do that this year. I don't think they're going to win. I wouldn't choose them, but
I thought it was a great effort for them to win that.
Yeah, it was a great effort, I don't think we ever doubted them. Early in the season, their issue is attrition, and can they preserve themselves and keep the same effort all season, especially AD. So we knew the team they could be just early in the season against anybody, but can they do it back to back? They set themselves up to do it.
Nixon, are you clicking Jerome? Are you clicking a pen or something up there? Is some sounds like clicking noise that just keeps going on and on. What happened to him? Did he drop? He probably got one of his friends calling him on FaceTime or something.
Does this mic sound better? No, it sound the same.
You sound great. I'm not really sure I can tell the difference.
Okay.
What you think about the format of us three on the podcast table?
Yeah, it's going good. It's going good as Jerome can get back on camera and figure out his technical difficulties.
Jerome, were
Yeah.
the ladies calling you just now? Is that what was going on?
No, I was just looking at the Lakers record.
Oh, you was looking. They're 14-9, right?
Yep. Doing pretty good.
14-9.
But actually, there's a lot of good teams because I'm pretty sure they were 8th in the conference.
And they got the Clippers right on their tail.
The Clippers.
The Clippers are coming.
So let's shift gears before we jump off. Let's go ahead and let's talk about college football for just a moment. We're going into the bowl season. Cameron goes to his avatar. You went black for a moment, so I thought you were ducking out of that conversation. What do we think? We got Michigan versus Alabama, and then we have who's number 2? Washington.
Yeah.
Washington and who was number 3?
Texas.
Oh, the Longhorns. The Longhorns are back in it. What are we thinking about that group, guys? And then what do we think about FSU, 13-0 and sitting on the outside, snubbed?
I think Alabama did not really deserve it.
Okay.
They lost a game.
They lost to Texas.
Yeah. Florida State did not lose a game. So
my position is the opposite. I think Alabama's a little bit questionable because I thought, Georgia, you haven't lost a game in 2 seasons, and that the first one you lose is in the championship against Alabama, and it wasn't like they boat raced you or anything. Like they looked like the better team, but I'm okay with Bama being in. I'm definitely okay with FSU being in because there's been examples of backup quarterbacks coming in and excelling. You got Ohio State. I remember watching very closely. Their quarterback gets hurt. I'm thinking, oh yeah, Ohio State's about to lose. They're gonna not make the playoffs. And then what's the guy's name that came in? Cardell Jones comes in and
throws darts.
Throws darts. Yeah, he was throwing darts. To me, he was one of my favorite college quarterbacks at that time. The way he came in and played, and Zeke came in, and Zeke was being one of the best running backs I had ever seen in college, and they got into the playoffs because of that. They performed well during the regular season when they had the third string in, and then they made it, and then they proved why they should be there. FSU, we don't even know if they're going to win if they're going to win their ball game. Like, if they win their ball game by a convincing margin, then they could tell us they deserve to be there, but like from what I've seen, I mean, against Louisville, it wasn't enough to be like, oh, they should get in.
Who do they play?
What'd you say, Nick? Jerome?
Who did they play in that bowl game?
Yeah.
Let me look it up real quick. But this also, Knicks, in college football, everybody's strength of schedule is not the same. Like, they make a lot of their own schedule. So, I mean, you're 12-0, but like, who did you really beat? That's the reason why Alabama got in, because they beat Georgia. Texas beat Alabama. Washington beat Oregon twice. I guess and they're also undefeated. So, FSU schedule some tougher games maybe, and be 12-0.
Who you got winning it all?
Michigan.
I watched out of all four of them. I probably watched the most Michigan games. I liked what I saw out of that quarterback against
JJ.
Ohio State. He was throwing darts. Now the last game, he didn't really have like the greatest game. They were running the ball very well. They won 26-0. He's got to perform well to beat Alabama. He has to put on a virtuoso dang near.
Does Alabama have enough points to outscore Michigan? Enough offense to outscore Michigan?
No.
From what I saw against Georgia, yeah, they do. They do.
Georgia, I think they underestimated Alabama. I don't
think they did.
Georgia could win that game.
Jalen Milroe. Yes, yeah, dude's good.
Well, Cameron, do you have to work next weekend? Next Saturday?
I'm off at the moment.
Well, I bought a third ticket if you would like to join us before we jump off.
Where's the
Say
game?
Again? Where's the game?
AT&T
The game is going to be
Stadium.
at AT&T Stadium.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to go.
Those Marcellus boys,
So see,
South Oak Cliff, Golden Bears are going to run it back.
Who are they facing?
those Indians that we played last year.
Yeah, I think was it PNG? I think something like that. It's that same. I don't know.
Are they not in the same division as DeSoto?
No, DeSoto is 6A.
Oh.
Yeah, DeSoto's 6A. So DeSoto's playing, Duncanville's playing, and South Oak Cliff's playing next Saturday at AT&T. We, Oak Cliff, are going for our third consecutive state championship game. Two-time Jason Todd is preparing for potentially a name change. Because after you win it a third time, why call yourself two-time? And so this is what we're looking at. I'm looking forward to it. Those guys went out there on Friday night there at the Star. Frisco Emerson put up a good set of resistance in the first half. And then when that second half hit, it was all gold and black, baby. It was all gold and black. And so, ironically enough, I went to a Christmas party last night, and I met a gentleman whose father was a longtime coach. He was my age, mid-40s, went to Frisco High, born in Frisco, works at Frisco High, and was working the score clock or something like that for the game. And so he was there as well. So he got to see that party we put on them in the second half. And when I told him how great of a time we were having there in the stands, his response was, "It sure looked like it from the other side of the field." So kudos to South Oak Cliff Nation, baby. They saw it from the other side, that party we was having in the field, on the other side of the field. And what I have to say to all of you all out there is, who you rooting for? SOC. Who you're rooting for. All right. How you guys gonna wrap yours up? I have nothing more to say.
Nate, you want to go first or you want to go last?
I'll go first.
Right.
I just want to say, it's Cowboys country. It's the USA. It's America's team. So you better be watching the game tonight. Peace.
Love it.
Yeah, this thing live. We recording because I'm about to. He missed it, but I'm gonna play it back for him tonight. This is my camera right here. Tonight, number 4 will leave no more doubt. There will be nothing more. You'll have to wait to the playoffs to hate. There'll be nothing more. You won't be able to say nothing else. That's it. That's all I have to say. Peace. Oh, you missed it.
Man, technical difficulties. What did you say? I missed the punchline. You have to wait no longer to see Dakota Prescott do what?
This is it. All of those fantasies and, your imagination of hate, there will be no room for it to exist anymore.
I got
It's
it.
over for you. It's over for you. Dak is about to throw a party on these frauds, and it'll be over. There won't be no more talk about he ain't beat this, he ain't beat that. No more virtuoso performances, nothing like that. The most important game of his career.
I'll say
He's
this.
going to win.
I'll say this. I believe it was in 1999. Shout out to Michael Irvin. Probably my favorite Dallas Cowboy of all time.
I love Mike.
In Veterans Memorial Stadium, I believe it was. It was a rainy, drizzly, cold day. I was living in Nashville, Tennessee. And I was watching the Dallas Cowboys versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Michael Irvin went down. And those fans in that stadium, as he was, if I recall correctly, he had to be carted off. It was a neck injury. And they cheered. And I've never forgotten that. I've never forgotten that. So, with that being said, we need to show up tonight. Dakota Prescott, America's quarterback. One name we haven't mentioned, but we must mention before we get out of here is the defensive MVP of the National Football League, Micah Parsons. We ready tonight. We're ready tonight.
I need him to show up.
We're gonna be there. So before we get out of here, I gotta go ahead and let it dry one more time. We out of here one time. Here we go.